The Dallas Mavericks have a Jason Kidd problem, and it's not getting any better anytime soon. The Dallas Mavericks just lost to the Memphis Grizzlies, and they are now 2-7 to start the season, and the same problems are still persisting. Nothing seems to be getting better. If anything, we're taking steps backwards when we didn't even think this team could possibly get worse. At one point, the Dallas Mavericks tonight were down by as much as 31 points to the Memphis Grizzlies. There was absolutely no defense to be found. There was no real offense, just resorting to many heavy ISO plays and bad passes and just praying for a three ball to fall somewhere. The Dallas Mavericks were pretty much playing a rec league pickup game, and it just doesn't seem like this team has their heart in it anymore. But in this video, we're going to take a look at the real root problem of this team, and that is Jason Kidd and the coaching staff. How's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 22,500 subscribers. We're about 2,500 subs away from my goal of 25K. I want to hit 25K before the end of the season, and I think we'll definitely hit that. So if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, make sure you subscribe. But the Dallas Mavericks, as we all know, are off to a very, very bad start of the season. And it's only 9 games. As many will tell me, it's only 9 games. But the Dallas Mavericks continue to dig themselves deeper. Somehow, some way, we're still walking backwards. I thought their backs were against the wall. I thought they've hit rock bottom and there's nowhere else to go but up. And today, we were proven otherwise. And there's no point in looking at the box score. Nothing good can be found on that box score. No one on the Mavericks stood on business. If anything, I guess I can play the animation early. I'll get up to Max Christie. Max Christie was honestly the only player who actually came to play today, who looked like he actually wanted to win and actually try to fix what's going on in Dallas. And there's a lot of things that are going wrong. But in tonight's loss to the Memphis Grizzlies, I got on screen 104 to 118. Honestly, I'm surprised we were able to get over 100 points. We had about 65 points by the end of the third quarter. Had no idea where we were going from there. We had many missed shots, missed easy shots. We've had bad transition defense. We've had bad transition offense. Cooper Flag. I don't know if he's just playing timid. I don't know if he just doesn't want to be aggressive, or we're putting him in a box, or we're limiting Cooper Flag. In a game like this, where it's an obvious blowout, at one point, just let Cooper Flag go out there and just run with it. Give him the ball, let him do whatever, just get some type of development. If you're not going to get a win, let Cooper develop. Give him total freedom. Give him the longest leash possible and the greenest of lights, and let him go out there and do something. But instead, we still tried to fight and come back. At one point, we got the lead down from 31 all the way to 12, but it still didn't matter. It was the end of the game, where a lot of our garbage time guys looked a little bit better than the guys that were actually playing. Klay Thompson was one of the few players that looked absolutely horrible. In his second game coming off the bench, he had 0 points. 0 points for the whole game. Again, I mean, we know that Max Christie is way better than Klay right now. We know that Max Christie should be the starting shooting guard. That's why he's starting and Klay's coming off the bench. But the fact that even coming off the bench, Klay couldn't give us 1 point. Klay couldn't get us 3, just one made 3. And speaking of threes, Najee Marshall couldn't hit anything. He was about 1 of 6, 1 of 7 from 3 himself. Wasn't really able to do anything himself. This team has a problem, but we need to look at the coaches. There was no offense being generated. There were no plays being made. It really looked like this team was out there running around and just out there to be out there. And then at times also like the team didn't have their hearts in it. I mean, in the last video we talked about how the vibes are at an all-time low. They were playing Marvin's Room by Drake during a shoot-around. That tells you everything you need to know about how this team feels. And their heart's just not in it anymore. If we take a look at what's also wrong with this team, Nick from Locked On Mavs pointed out just a few days ago that there have been 15 games this season where a team has an offensive rating under 101. The Dallas Mavericks have 5 of them. No other team has more than 2. We have a problem, and it doesn't make sense. We extended Jason Kidd for what? For what? We have all these other coaches. We have Frank Vogel amongst many other coaches on that bench that are good, that are qualified. And this is the best they can do. And I get it. We don't have Kyrie. We don't have AD. Gaff went out with an ankle injury tonight. Maybe we'll see him tomorrow. Who knows? And I get that things aren't going that well for us. But for this team to be underperforming, we're not the 30th offense. We may as well be the 40th offense. That's how bad this team is. There's no real way for this team to generate wins. We can't generate offense. We can't generate wins. We just lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. We're playing the Wizards tomorrow. Are we going to lose to them again? The Dallas Mavericks have a problem. There is no offense. The defense literally just gave up. Every game is starting to look like more or less the same from this Dallas Mavericks team. And Jason Kidd, something has to be done. I understand that he's trying with different lineups, and at this point, I get why you're experimenting because nothing's working. But you are paid to make it work. You and your staff are paid to make it work. And if it continues, then we have to look at players. Who needs to stay? Who needs to go? Because are we going to go the rest of the season with just 2 wins? Are we going to finish the season 2-80? I don't think we will, but I really hope we don't. But to continue with what we got going on tonight, I wanted to do my own little stat tracking today. I tweeted out saying, starting in the second quarter, I started counting how many times the Mavericks passed the ball after bringing it across half court or out of an inbounds. We've passed the ball 5 times so far in the second quarter with 9 minutes to go. And then at the end of the quarter, I said, yep, 29 passes in the second quarter. And I didn't keep track of the Grizzlies, so I don't know if they had more or less. But by the way they were scoring, I would assume they probably had way more passing by the Grizzlies versus the Dallas Mavericks. And I get it. We don't really have Kyrie Irving, but we have Brandon Williams. We have Ryan Nembhard. We have D'Angelo Russell. Why are we just playing ISO? Why is there so much ISO? Why are there no plays being called? Why is no one initiating the offense? Every time we pass the ball, that's where the play ended. Either they just throw up a shot or they look around for a few seconds before they turn it over. The Dallas Mavericks look so lost out there, especially on the offensive end. And now it's starting to affect our defense, where it doesn't matter how good our defense is. It doesn't matter if we have a top 10 defense. We can't even beat teams by playing good defense. Our offense is that bad. But the fact that the ball isn't moving, that's one clear issue that we have, amongst many other issues that the Dallas Mavericks have. But even Kevin O'Connor himself saying Mavs got to blow it up. This is disgusting. And I can't disagree more with Kevin here. There's really not much to talk about in these post-game vids. I love to break down the stat sheet. I like to look at numbers. I like to just paint the picture of what happened. But with these games, they're more or less the same. Every problem this Dallas Mavericks team had over the last several losses was the same in this game. We are not hitting our shots. Now, granted, we were hitting threes at the end of the game when it kind of didn't matter, but we're still not hitting our shots. We're still not able to generate offense. We're not passing the ball. The defense can only be so good for so long until everyone's exhausted from just horrible offense. Then now the defense suffers. There is a fundamental problem, and it's persisting. And the coaches, starting with Jason Kidd, have to get it under control. What game is winnable now? What game can we look at a calendar and circle, but yep, we're going to win that one? There are none. We have literally lost to the best team in the league and the worst team in the league. We are now the worst team in the league. Where do we go from there? Do we rebuild? Do we blow it up after 9 games? Tomorrow we'll make it 10. Do we blow it up after 10 games? Do we fire coaches? Do we fire our GM? Do we do a clean slate restart and do what's right for Cooper Flagg now? Or do we let the bleeding persist? We don't patch up nothing, and we just let things go as is. There's a clear direction this team can take to try and fix and salvage this season, but it's up to them on whether or not they want to do it. The players have voiced their concerns. They're not happy, and it's going to get to a point where now we're going to hear from players that they don't want to be here. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What needs to be done to fix this team? I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section. What do you think needs to happen to fix this team? Do you think people need to get fired? Players got to be traded? Team needs to change cities? Let me know what you think. We have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And as always, y'all, take care. Drink water. Peace.